Good morning. Welcome to Roam the Region. This is the second time this has happened in the past week. I turn on live our Roam the Region segment and then the phones ring. I think I know who's calling. I will make sure we call them back. I'm Jennifer Pauly, president of the Chamber. Thanks for joining us today here on this gorgeous Friday. It's April 23rd. I don't know if you can see outside my window, but the sun is shining. It's beautiful. This past week, we had everything from snow, rain, little sleet, sunshine. It was every season wrapped up in 1 week. And I heard next week it's supposed to be in the 70s. So a little bit nuts. But thanks for joining. Suzanne is here, but she's with our guest. So we'll see Suzanne in a few minutes. Wanted to go through a few things, though. So last week, we had Steve Carroll from the Salvation Army of Niagara Falls was our guest, and he had talked about the Ring and Run program that they're doing this weekend with the Salvation Army. He dropped off some of the bags that I will be taking to some of the addresses that have children in them today and tomorrow, sometime over the weekend, and they just do an amazing job. They stuffed 500 bags full of activities for children on their list. And I have to tell you, there is so much stuff in here for kids to do. I'm so excited to be able to ring the doorbells or knock on the doors and run and leave these activity bags for children to do. There's some PPE equipment in here, some tissues, and then a lot of activities and fun things for the kids to do. So even mini eggs. Wow, these kids are going to have it made. This is great. So if you're interested in volunteering for the Salvation Army, contact our office. We'll get you that information. I'm excited to be able to do that this week. We also want to give a shout out to Lewiston Love. Lisa and Leandra last week came and brought a $200 check. We had put the information on our social media and in our member newsletter. They brought that check last week towards the end of the week, and it is for the food table. So they collected donations during their Easter Spring Chick event a few weeks ago and also matched the donations. So we appreciate that. The Give or Take food table is still going strong. It is still a need in our community. We're so thankful for the community, businesses, and organizations that contribute to that. Every day, we have some businesses and organizations that are just coming in every week and making sure that is stocked. So we appreciate everyone who does that. Thanks, Lisa and Leandra from Lewiston Love, for that. A couple other things before we bring in our guest. Our board members are going around this week, next week, over the next couple weeks to drop off just little packets to our membership as a thank you for being a member. They're little seed packets, so it's a perfect opportunity for you to grow something as your business is growing, as we're all growing together through this year. So if you don't get one this week, you will get one next week. And if not in person, I promise by mail. So look for that coming in. And we also just received all of our little membership, little brochure on things that we do. So if you know of a business or organization that's not a member or looking to become one, let us know. We'll mail this out to them. We're looking to grow this year as well. So at this time, where's Suzanne? Where is Suzanne? That's the question I'm getting here right now. We kind of did something where, I like to get Suzanne interactive and out there, and there she is. She's there with Christina. We're at Transform Wellness Studio in Lewiston. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a good sport, both of you, on this. Christina, thank you for joining us. I had mentioned I just saw you on a live on social media about an hour ago, and you were going over some great relaxation techniques. I know you do that pretty much consistently every week for everyone to learn. So I appreciate you taking the time out of the day this morning to join us today, and also to let Suzanne be a good sport. I voluntold Suzanne, so
anything for you, Jennifer.
I know. Well, I would have went, but then you would have had to do the back end stuff. So Christina, thanks for joining. Tell us a little bit about Transform Wellness Studio.
Well, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure. So the studio has been alive in my mind for about 15 years. But during the shutdown, it was able to become a reality. So I hopped right on that opportunity. What I do here as a practitioner, both with massage therapy and with yoga and with the wellness workshops, is just to teach people that they are their own healer. I'm just a guide, a teacher. Especially what we're going to be doing today in yoga is focusing on really the power of the breath to both relax and energize. And it's such a simple technique to tap into, and it's available to everyone. I know that sometimes yoga can seem maybe inaccessible to people. We go on Instagram and we see all sorts of fit people in different outfits putting their, foot behind their head or whatever's happening there. But it is something that is available to all of us, and that's something that I would definitely like to share with our community.
Well, thank you. I just figured out how to make you a little bit bigger on the screen. So bear with me while we do that. I'm so excited about what has been in your brain to actually come out into a studio. That's such a great, thing when you're actually able to do your dream and be able to share your expertise and share your experience with others. And you have a great location to be able to do that. Where exactly are you located in Lewiston? For those who might not be familiar with the plaza that you're in, can you give us a little in-depth just how people would find you to access some of these services?
Definitely. I'm a landmark person. So the physical address is Cayuga Street, but my location is in the middle of the plaza there on Cayuga. So I am behind Tin Pan Alley and in front of Lewiston Dance Studio and Favorites Pizza. So right in the middle, the row there. Some of my neighbors are Paul Game, and actually new chamber member Healing Earth CBD is one of my neighbors, and Honest Chiropractic. So we have a nice row of businesses going here. So right there in the middle.
Yeah, I say it's Wellness Row, to be honest with you, because there's been a really nice mix of not only just businesses about wellness, but mental wellness and, physical wellness. And then you have Paul there on the end. So he can, do all the construction you need. But you really do have a lot of neighbors that really kind of coincide with each other. So it's a perfect location for this studio. And it's very easy to find. They're right in the village of Lewiston, just off of Center Street on Cayuga. So it's a great location. And, you could get your pizza as well right after.
Exactly.
So tell us about what you specialize in, with body, mind, and soul. It's a little bit of everything. So tell us a little bit of what each area that you specialize in, how it could help kind of restore us as a whole.
My specific niche is actually migraine wellness and migraine health. I've been living with migraines for about 30 years now. And it's one of those things that it's almost a constantly moving target. They can change as you age. They can be from food. They can be from like a physical injury or trauma. They can be hormone related. It runs the gamut, and it's a very frustrating thing to live with. How that ties into just the general things that I like to offer at the studio, again, is that each individual person, best what you need. And really all it takes is listening. Our bodies are completely incapable of lying to us, whether we want them to or not. It will always tell you the truth of what's happening. And sometimes you need to come down to a place where you're listening to your breath, you're bringing your nervous system down from all the swirling of what's happening in the outside world. And sometimes that can happen on a yoga mat, whether I'm teaching someone specifically how they can control that part of their nervous system, or if it's on the massage table where I'm doing therapeutic body work to help, bring people down to that level where they can really hear what's going on with their own body. I might be able to guess, I can feel and palpate certain things in a massage therapy session, but really only the individual person knows what's going on fully. And I like to help people facilitate their own journey through, really just listening and tapping into what's going on with themselves.
And I think that's so important now. We're so busy every single day. I mean, whether you're a a mother taking care of your children, a father working full time. It just seems this time, especially going through COVID and going through everything we have in the past year, that we're just always all over the place. And the one thing we neglect is ourselves. And it seems to be that you're able to kind of look at the whole picture and figure out how, somebody can best be in the best health in all aspects. And that's such a niche, just like you had said. How in your training have you been able to just encourage people that this is what they have to do? This is something that they have to take care of, and they have to look for options and listen to their body. How is that message conveyed by you? What is the best way that you're able to encourage people to, take a look at themselves and do what they need to be optimal?
I think a lot of that comes often with sharing your own story. We very often want to present ourselves in the best way possible. And that's nice. That's good. Everyone likes to see a smiling face. But I remember, I think it was maybe a month ago, I was running a challenge in my migraine group on Facebook. And I was showing up every day, and we were like cooking healthy foods. And, I was being the face of the group. And midway through, I got leveled with a migraine, and I decided to just come on as is, swollen face, just my voice sounded terrible. I just decided to show up as is and say, this is what real life looks like. And feeling guilty about it or berating yourself for it happening is not helpful. Sometimes I'll tell my clients when they come in, they'll ask me a specific question, what do I do about this? And I'm kind of known for saying, I'm about to give you a non-answer, because sometimes the answer is you need warmth. Sometimes the answer is you need cold. And the person to ask is yourself. Mm-hmm. What do I need in this moment? That can come in with all kinds of things like, mindful eating. Do I need to eat this ice cream right now? Or do I need to take a nap? Do I need to talk to a friend? Do I need to drink some water? If you need to eat the ice cream, eat it. But sometimes, just taking a moment and asking the true expert, which is yourself, what do I need in this moment? And realizing that sometimes in that moment, you need to just be ill. Maybe you just need to not feel good for a minute. And I say a lot to people, we talk to ourselves in the most rude ways. You would never go into a friend's home who was feeling sick and say, you idiots, you have this huge work project, or look at those dishes, or the kids are on their tablets, or whatever's going on. You would never walk into a friend's home and say that to them. But we say that to ourselves, don't we, sometimes? Right? Like, oh God, how dare I, have a moment of weakness? And we all have them. So I think just sharing our personal stories of like the ebbs and flows that just naturally come through our lives is really important.
Yeah. And, that is so refreshing that you are able to share your experience. And so people realize this is real. This is a real experience. This is something, somebody is going through. And, it's okay for me to say this is going on with me as well. So I'm sure everybody appreciates that and loves working with you in that context, is that you know exactly what they're going through, and because you've gone through it as well, and to listen to yourself. So I appreciate that in your practice. That's an amazing thing. Now,
people walk in here feeling very vulnerable, whether they're in physical pain or just stressed out. And, it's important to be able to hold a space for people who are coming through the door, maybe not feeling their best.
Right. What is the best way for somebody to reach you? I know the information is on the website. There's also an email address. Is there a phone number they can call too? What is the best way for somebody to contact you regarding your services?
Sure. The website is obviously the most accessible way. I love to talk, as you're experiencing right now. So if anyone wants to reach me for a chat, my number is 716-534-4454. So I'm available to talk. Sometimes if you reach me, I might be in a session, but I will always reach back out to you. So there's plenty of information on the website. You can book now. You can, email me. You can give me a call. Happy to answer any questions that anyone will have.
Excellent. And then, of course, on social media, what are the social media platforms that we can find you on? I know you've been able to offer, some very nice complementary techniques pretty much weekly. I know I see you pop up on Friday mornings weekly. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I offer free Yoga Friday every Friday morning, and that's just on my Facebook page, Transform Wellness Studio. You can find me on Instagram. I'm not as savvy on Instagram, I'm not going to lie, as I am with Facebook, but I do have a little bit of a life over there. And my migraine group on Facebook is called Your Journey to Migraine Health, and that is a free group, just offering support and information to just a community of people who understand.
Excellent. So we have a few minutes of this. We try to keep these segments 15 to 20 minutes. People watch them. I don't know why. We've been doing this for 60-something episodes, Suzanne. I've been looking through, and it's almost 70 episodes right now. And so people love these because they do get to take something away with them that they've learned. And so we're so excited when you decided to come on. And Suzanne was a good sport. If you can give us a few minutes of some relaxation techniques. Suzanne has never done this before, and she does need to be relaxed. I'd love her to come back to the office fully relaxed. She said she had some back pain earlier. She's not sleeping right. She needs these relaxation techniques. Can you show us some of the things that people can do that are very easy, that they can pretty much do anywhere to help bring those, bring yourself back?
Absolutely. And I like to tie in, again, like I mentioned earlier, the power of the breath. It can both relax and energize. So I can show a couple examples of both. So one thing that I like to do, and this is something that you can do before you even get out of bed. It doesn't require a fancy outfit or even a yoga mat for that matter. Just if you sit on the edge of your bed, we're going to just wake up our neck and our shoulders here a little bit, because a lot of us hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, just take one hand over and place over your heart. So either a left or right hand, and then one on the top. So what that's going to do is it's going to add a little bit of counter pressure. You'll notice as we bring our ears to our shoulders, so right ear over to right shoulder as you exhale. Inhaling through center, and exhale left ear to left shoulder. So just the presence of your hands in the center of your chest, it's going to offer a little counter stretch. And you're gonna feel it coming up through your ear, perhaps up through your jaw. This will even open up your sinuses a little bit, which is nice. So you just inhale through center and exhale out to the side. And then you can go ahead and bring your chin to your chest. You're just going to kind of tick-tock. So it's going to be the same thing, but you're going to swing forward. So swinging the right ear over to the right shoulder. Yep. And then swing it forward through center, left ear to left shoulder.
Oh, that feels good.
There we go. So when we do our breathing in yoga, we're going to let our tummies be nice and relaxed, which is something that we don't often like to do. So when you're sending your breath all the way down to your belly. So nice soft belly. Chest breathing keeps us in a stress response. So you want that nice deep belly breathing. So as you're bringing your ear over, exhaling, inhaling, that breath comes all the way down to the belly. So let the belly be nice and soft. So as you go through a couple of cycles of inhaling and exhaling, you'll feel your nervous system just start to settle. I'd like to think of it as like if you shake up a snow globe, and then the snow just starts to settle a little bit at a time, and then you can actually see what's inside. Same with your breath work.
Suzanne, you're doing great. I'm letting you know that I'm doing these as well at my desk. So it seems like you can
like her belly.
Well, I was going to make a comment about the soft belly that sure, you must be seeing me in the video here. But I want to say that I'm doing these in my chair, and already I can feel my neck feel so much better and my breathing starting to relax. So I appreciate these techniques because this is helping. And I also wanted to just interject really quick. We do have some followers that are doing this along with you, Suzanne. So Fred Blue is one of them. He's watching and he is at home doing that as well. And I think Matt is, but Matt's never going to admit if he is. And Matt Herberger, our friend, is also joining in as well. So keep it up. Keep going, Christina. We got a few more minutes. Go ahead.
So if you're having some back pain, we'll come to hands and knees. We'll sort of angle ourselves here so that we can kind of see. We're going to come to tabletop. Yep. So hands and knees.
I got stuck last time I did this.
So wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. And you're just, again, with that belly, we're going to drop that belly, let your shoulder blades kind of squeeze together, and your face is going to go up to the ceiling. So we're curling the spine. Yep. And when you inhale, curl the upper shoulders, tuck the pelvis, bring your chin into the chest. Exhaling here. Yep. So inhale, dropping here, arching up. And you're going to feel that nice stretch across the low back. And then there we go. This is called our cat-cow series. Angry cat. There you go. Drop the belly, and that is our cow pose. Now you can add a little bit of hip movement in for something like that too. So as you're doing your cat-cow, you can kind of just sort of twist out your hips a little bit. Have some free-flowing stuff going on there with your hips. Loosen up the low back.
Am I supposed to be breathing when I do this?
You're supposed to be breathing when you do
You are doing excellent.
Breathe, Jennifer.
You're doing it. You're breathing. But I do know that those, I have done those moves, and I do know that those, Suzanne, will definitely help your back and help stretch things. And this is great, especially for people if you sit in if you're in an office setting and you are in front of a computer. I know a lot of us are in front of a computer so much now, and meetings are being done virtually, that those two exercises you just shared with us definitely help with back pain, neck pain, and just being in this type of setting for a lot of us that have done that. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I know Suzanne's going to come back and she's going to take these exercises and do them. And I know they're going to help you.
Wonderful.
You're doing so well, Suzanne.
I'm going to get the pizza now.
Christina, thank you so much for joining us. And if people want to tune into some of your videos, just like you said, on Friday mornings, you have those. I'm sorry, I forgot. Are those at 8?
Those are 8. And there's the whole library of the free yoga Fridays that I've had all this year are available on the Facebook page. I think you just have to navigate. There's actually a live tab. So if you click on that, the whole library of offerings is there. So if you'd like to watch some of the older ones, you know, and laugh at me goofing up and being silly, they're all on there.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope everyone has a great weekend. Next week, we have Niagara Jet Adventures as our guest. I don't know, Suzanne, do I send you out on a boat for that one?
Oh, that'll be fun.
Thank you for joining us. Christina, thank you so much. You can find Transform Wellness Studio. The information is there at the bottom for the website. You can email Christina. You can call the studio. Just stop by. Again, I call it Wellness Row as to where she is located in the Cayuga Plaza. Tin Pan Favorites Pizza. A lot of people know where those are. So we say that's where that is. There's a lot of great businesses there. So Christina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Suzanne, thank you for being a good sport.
I'm so relaxed. I think I should go home.
Oh, you might have to. I know. You want to take a nap now. Thanks everyone for joining.